Hey guys, Joe here, and here I'm to talk to you about the future of Super Smash Brothers Wii U and 3D Edition, of course, respectively. And I'm going to be talking about what I feel about this game right now, and what I feel like it will evolve and change into over a little amount of time. Now I'm going to be talking a bit about the past, a bit about the present, but mostly about the future. But with all that said, let's get this started. So the first thing to talk about is, of course, the past and a little bit about the present of the game, which is that this game has really been hugely successful, both in casual and competitive play. Both have been working out really well, and create a pretty positive community in general. Now, it's a generally loved title that can accommodate most fans and what most fans really like, and it could just be that it's just really good at a lot of stuff at the same time. And I really feel like this game really will be a classic until Smash 5 comes out, if that game ever does come out, which I'm hoping that it will eventually. Now, it's fast enough to be a decent spectator sport while still being slow enough for random friends new to a game be able to come and be able to play the game and have a great time. Overall, it works out pretty well and allows a big community to be able to play the game. Right now, we do have a decently sized online fighting community, of course, tournament level, and in-person fighting community, and that's pretty cool. But another great thing about the community that we have is that we do have a casual one where you can play casually with your friends. Now, these two different types of things, the casual and competitive, really do work quite well hand in hand to make this game really big, and it makes so a lot of fans can play the game if you're casual or you're competitive, and really you can switch quite easily from one to the other if needs be, if one of your friends isn't quite the same level of competitive as you. But of course, you already knew all of this, or at least you probably knew most of this. The past and the present are looking quite well. But what about the future? Well, in my eyes, there are a few ways that the future can go on, depending on a few things, but in general, I do see the future of Smash Bros. To be a pretty positive thing overall. Now, there are three main futures that I really do envision Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS to kind of take, and of course, I'll be talking about these right now. So the first one is that I feel like we could firstly get a very huge competitive community and a competitive scene, even bigger than what we have right now. We have a decently sized one right now, but we could get an even bigger one. We could get this by getting a ton of support by, of course, fans, and also we could get a ton of support by companies. If these different type of people give support, it'd be a lot easier and we could grow quite a bit better. Of course, if Nintendo did help on this, that would also help quite a bit. Also, this could mean that we will focus a lot more on competitive play, and that'll probably make casual stop playing the game quite as much, and will kind of make the game a lot more similar to Melee over time than other games. Now, the second thing that I really feel like the future could evolve into is that we just continue as we are right now in the type of community that we do have right now, which is something that I really kind of want to continue. So what this means is that we keep having a semi-big competitive scene while also having a huge casual fan base, so both do of course work hand in hand, and the community really lives for a lot longer amount of time. Now, this really does just rely on the casual staying onto the community and keep playing this old game, because this game is getting a little bit old. And now, how does that happen? Well, with the addition of DLC, that really keeps casuals playing, it keeps them coming back and back and back. But now that we know that Sakurai is not going to really add way too much more DLC, we could see some casuals trickling away and away and away, and over time, they could just stop playing altogether, and that would become a really big problem, and this type of community would kind of break apart. But at the same time, sometimes casual players, and a huge majority of casual players, will keep playing an old game just because how much they love the game, how much that the game just makes them feel happy, and they could keep playing the game for years and years and years on end. And we could see this type of community with the type of game that we have right now. It could live a very long time that way, just from having people really enjoy the game. And I could see this happening, but at the same time, it really does depend on just the type of people, and only time will really tell on this. Thirdly, the thing that I think could happen also is that the competitive scene could just die out completely, or at least become a lot smaller, kind of what happened to Brawl, if you want to say it like that. Now, this game has been played a lot and a lot competitively, but over time a lot of people could decide, I don't really like this game way too much anymore, it's not as competitive as I want, it's just not really what I'm feeling up to. And also what can really happen a lot of the time is that a lot of the higher skill level players may move on to different games, they may move on to different areas of life, or maybe just the tournaments really aren't paying as well as they used to, or there just aren't enough tournaments to really support these higher level players. When all of this does come to pass, it really does quickening the death of a game's competitive lifespan, and it does make it a lot harder to keep playing the game. And when it's harder to play competitively, less people will play competitively, and the game can become a lot more casual based than competitive based. And while this does kind of haunt me a little bit, I really do love competitive games, it's really not the worst thing ever. I could see casual Smash 4, and I really wouldn't hate that way too much. But any way that it does go, I'm actually pretty dang excited. Of course, I personally do love competitive games, and I would somewhat be disappointed by the lack of tournaments, but at the same time, the game in general is very fun for me to play, and I'll keep playing on it no matter what happens to the community, and I'll just keep playing on it at least at a semi-casual level with some buddies for a long time to come, and you should be doing the same. Just play the game how you like to be playing it, even if the community is changing. So this game may be getting pretty old, but to me it still does bring a fresh, invigorating feeling every time I do play it, and even if everything else changes, that feeling won't. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to press that like button and make sure to comment down below your own feelings on the future of Super Smash Brothers. I really do want to know what all you guys are thinking. These are just kind of a few little ideas that I'm thinking about it, but I want to know what all you guys have on the inside, and make sure to put that on the outside, of course, in the comment section below. Press the subscribe button if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you all next time.